All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. Excuse me, game between Czech versus ERling 120 taking place here on Tyrannistan. ERling has spawned as the red undead player over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Czech spawning as the blue night elf. I'm actually going to switch the colors here in just a second. There we go. I believe, yeah. There you go. And that way the colors match in the top left-hand side as we are already getting underway. We can see Ancient of War off over here. Moonwell, Altar of Elders, nothing too out of the ordinary in this opening matchup as we figure out what is going to be going on in this particular game. Now, what are we hoping to look for? What type of strategies are we gonna see? I am expecting a Death Knight going up against a Demon Hunter, but it could also be a Keeper of the Grove, probably about 45-10 for some other type of hero. Let's see what it's going to be. It is going to be the Demon Hunter now being trained up. Demon Hunter with an Archer now making its way out. And we'll see how much damage that can really be done here. Normally, the Demon Hunter is a strong hero, able to mana burn down that Death Knight and that Lich early on. But, well, generally, because of the Keeper of the Grove, the range on the casting of the Ents and being able to deal damage back towards those Crypt Fiends, they have become rather popular. Another natural reason why is because Dryads are such a go-to unit for the Night Elf army, and that really shuts down any sort of destroyer play, where destroyers are normally your anti-air or anti-magic unit. Let's take a look at this Ancient of War now making its way over. We see an Acolyte doing a little bit of a shake around right here. Let's take a look what damage will be done as you see the Death Knight now making its way out. Alright, there is Frost Armor here as the Acolyte quickly makes its way over. And is it going to try and Lightning Shield and take down some units? Alright, it looks as though that is going to be a lot of damage. The Acolyte trying to get away. Will it be able to do exactly that as the Acolyte does get finished off? Forest Troll Shadow Priest is now out as it was grabbed over by ERling. ER has stolen a bit of experience and now trying to get a little bit more as well. Is it going to be able to finish it off? Yes, it does. Death Knight is already on the board with some experience. There's a mana burn. Are we going to perhaps see a Death Coil onto that Renegade Wizard? Rod of Necromancy coming across, and ERling very fast out of the gates with that early bit of damage. Now, Ancient of War is going to try and fight back here. We could perhaps see a mana burn onto that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Meanwhile, back the other way, Death Knight gets mana burned once more. Unholy Aura has been that go-to ability of choice. Demon Hunter still sitting at level 1. There is another mana burn as well, as the Demon Hunter is low on mana, but then again, the Death Knight is both low on hit points and on mana as well. Death Knight, we'll see what's going to come of this. He is still wandering around here. Ancient of War has taken a fair bit of damage. Let's take a look. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is back. Is he going to try to do a little bit of body blocking? Rod of Necromancy going to be able to get in some extra skeletal minions out onto the field as the tech to tier 2 is already underway. Tech to tier 2 just now started by Czech. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter going to try and get some damage onto these skeletal minions. Meanwhile, back across over here, the Death Knight, what is he really hoping to do? Trying to finish off one of these archers. Forest Troll Shadow Priest says, you know what? I'm just going to back up here. I'm going to heal up this Death Knight. We're going to head back home and we'll figure out what to do next. No, Death Knight still wants to stick around. And I really feel like ERling's perhaps just overstaying his welcome. He could perhaps try and head back, use some of these ghouls, and start to get to level 2. He's used a lot of Rod of Necromancy charges, and he's really pushing his luck here, trying to get a lot of damage through, and by stealing some of that experience from his opponent. Let's take a look at that. There it goes. Finishes off another unit. Claws of Attack +6. More importantly, though, stealing the item now as a skeletal minion does get taken down. Demon Hunter is on its way at level 2, and it looks like it will be going after this Forest Troll High Priest creep camp. No mana burn right there, just a straight damage once again coming through. There's another Inner Fire trying to finish off the remaining units. Skeletal Minion's going to try to finish off some units there as the Death Knight once again gets mana burn. Death Knight has just been trading mana from the Demon Hunter for mana on himself and also some hit points. That's not a good use whatsoever, since the Demon Hunter is also able to, well, do so much damage. Once more, Demon Hunter trying to chase down this Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 89 hit points. Skeletal Minions is going to be able to do anything. You can see the Tree of Life has already gotten added in here. No level 2 at all. Perhaps a long distance Death Coil would have worked out, but instead you're taking a look at here, the Forest Troll, Berserker, and all of these remaining units. Death Knight just wishes that it was high enough in level. Currently down by 2 levels, as the Demon Hunter is at 3 and the Death Knight is at 1. Slaughterhouse getting added in, Halls of the Dead. We are going into a fast expansion, and well, this actually does come as a bit of a surprise. How much damage can really be done? Tree of Life, is it gonna perhaps end up getting delayed? Forest Troll, Shadow Priest could get lost here, down to 56 hit points, down to 24, unable to chase after that unit and finish it off. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter is right there. There's a mana burn again, as the Tree of Life not in danger of falling. Death Knight now down to 94 hit points, needs to escape away, and Ling really pressed his luck with all of these battles, now being forced to retreat all the way back. Let's take a look. Forest Troll, Shadow Priest gets mana burned dead, as well as the Death Knight pretty much has very limited options. Alright, let's take a look back around. Lich is already out in play. It could perhaps get into a Frost Nova, join in a little bit of damage here. Crypt Fiends or perhaps some more units could be added in onto that fight there. There's a Frost Nova there. Mana burn. Death Knight now down to 23 hit points. What's going to happen here? Let's take a look, trying to switch back around. Lich gets all of the items. Frost Nova's the Demon Hunter again, and now purposely gets into harm's way. Death Knight now back on Blight. Crypt Fiends are here. Blight will help the regeneration, but that is not going to be enough, as the Demon Hunter now tries to make its way over. Demon Hunter even knows with a potion of greater healing, the risk is not worth the reward in trying to dive so far deep onto an undead Blight. Demon Hunter now finishing off some units here. He is gonna get this expansion up and running without much of a problem. Meanwhile, back across here, one obsidian statue and one Lich all of a sudden changes this army so much for the better. Alright, we're gonna see a mana burn onto that Death Knight again. Death Knight, oh, are we gonna perhaps see a surround? Let's take a look. More damage coming across here. Death Knight now down to 112. There's that replenishment potion being used. As you can take a look, that Death Knight wants to stay next to the obsidian statue, generate hit points, generate mana, while staying on Blight. Meanwhile, the Lich is sitting at level 1 as a second obsidian statue makes its way out. Back on the other side, a Naga Sea Witch coming in from Czech. Czech wants to finish this off and finish it off quickly. He has a hero level advantage. Level 3, level 2 going up against a level 2, level 1. Boots of Quel'Thalas, nice item right there. Finishing off some more units again, as the Kobold Tunneler will get finished off here. We could be looking at a possible expansion attempt from the Undead, but I don't see an Acolyte making it. Nope, never mind. There's the Acolyte coming in from the north, and we could have an expansion attempt now getting underway. Lots of ghouls in play. There is that Ziggurat as well. Forest Troll Berserker should get finished off. We are getting that Haunted Gold Mine once again, as that Ziggurat does need to get upgraded to a Nerubian Tower. Czech has a 12 supply advantage, but there are also additional workers by Czech in order to, well, populate that gold mine. So really it's turning into more of an economic advantage than an actual army size advantage. Tech-wise though, let's take a look at this. Dual obsidian statues and this army. Crypt Fiends really gonna benefit this army here. As you can see, the lightning shield now joining in, getting in some additional damage. Perhaps we'll be forced to back up here in just a moment. Nope, doesn't need to back up. Lightning shield, however, has done quite a bit. Lightning shield, that Crypt Fiend needs to back away. Obsidian statues now coming around the other corner from the far side. Death Knight is at 3, Lich is at 2, and this is the comeback mechanic that the Undead seems to have. Even though he's been behind for so long in terms of level, he's now caught back up and perhaps gotten onto even ground. All right, Skeletal Minion's gonna catch the Demon Hunter here. Let's take a look. Frost Nova trying to prevent some damage. Let's take a look at Tome of Knowledge right there. Orb of Corruption getting in a little bit of that damage. Scroll of Town Portal trying to cut the losses. More Crypt Fiends will need to be added. As you can take a look, more Orb of Corruption damage there. Demon Hunter still with a potion of greater healing is going to be fine, but should really be getting into perhaps Druids of the Claw now for for rejuvenation. Naga Sea Witch, Scroll of Town Portal, Double Circlets, Scroll of Healing. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter also maxed out pretty much on items as we're looking into a Goblin Tinker. Goblin Tinker, the third hero from the Undead army, not your typical choice whatsoever, as the archers are now going to perhaps be making their way over as well. Check sitting at 60 compared to 49. Blight is already out over here. One Nerubian Tower, and this army is mainly piercing damage. It's not going to be able to easily finish off this creep camp. Scroll of the Beast as well. Let's take a look at this. Scroll of the Beast, Potion of Mana on the Death Knight instead of the Lich. Lich with plus 23 attack can really deal a lot of damage here as the battle is going to rage on now. Alright, let's take a look at this. Ghoul is getting back on Blight. Nerubian Tower is right there. Archer, Acolyte trying to make its way over quickly, getting it finished off. Ghouls going to go ahead and try and swarm down that 4-Shoal Berserker, gets it finished off. Demon Hunter sitting at level 3, now gets to level 4 as the Goblin Tinker needs to back away. Very, very careful though. Down to dead as a Fork Lightning finishes off. Potion of Greater Healing used in time. Clockwork Goblins now making their way over. Mana Burn. Death Knight, it could be in trouble. Death Knight now needs to try to make its way back out, trying to pull through 58 supply compared to 46. Let's take a look. More damage. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability now being used as the Crypt Fiends try to turn back around. Death Knight low on mana. Fork Lightning finishes off another, and now Mana Burn finishing off once more. Lich could get taken down here. Obsidian statues were getting into harm's way. Mana Burn not enough as damage going back the other way. Are we going to perhaps see a Potion of Mana finish off that last one? Demon Hunter archers now making their way back over to try and regroup and reestablish here. Goblin Tinker now right here. One Lich holding off the army. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Abomination trying to join in on the fight. Abomination is right there. Damage. Demon Hunter, what is it doing? Trying to dive straight on in. Fork Lightning. Demon Hunter down to 101 hit points. So much running around. Lich down to 109 hit points. Gonna turn around, fight. No, it is not going to be able to make it. It gets finished off due to a Mana Burn, as we now see the Obsidian statues now try to back away. One Obsidian statue does get taken down. Demon Hunter down to 22 hit points, turning around and firing at it. Could perhaps do enough damage. Lich is back out. Goblin Tinker, let's take a look. They're just fighting back onto the Blight. Meanwhile, the Lich is back out onto the field here. What damage is really going to be done? 23, 22 damage here. Let's take a look. Goblin Tinker now tries to make its way out. Lich finishes off a unit. Demon Hunter has to be extremely careful. Why is it diving so far in? Scroll of Town Portal to try and save. Acolytes repairing, unable to do so as well. There was a big retreat there. Death Knight resurrected at the tavern. Haunted Goldmine is here. Added benefit of the Undead is resurrecting at the tavern is greatly offset by Obsidian statues. If you can get Obsidian statues, then it doesn't really matter, as well all of that is going to be the hit points and the mana will be taken from the Obsidian statues and just brought over. Alright, let's take a look. Renegade Wizard gonna go auto attack here. Some damage ready to come into position. Let's take a look. Attacking through the trees. Clockwork Goblin's gonna get finished off as an Abomination now with Disease Cloud. Gonna, well, affect some of those other units now. Lich sitting at level 3. Goblin Tinker sitting at level 1 will get to level 2. Meanwhile, the Night Elf army now making its way over for the expansion once more. Death Knight picks up a Wand of Mana Stealing, not necessarily the best item here. Goblin Tinker is at level 2. In comes the main army. Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch, 4-4. Now making their way in for another play. Death Knight does have a Scroll of Town Portal, will have a get back to home free to finish things off, as the Lich will stay at level 3. Death Knight, however, gets to level 4, and also with a Wand of the Wind. Perhaps that will be enough to offset simply too many Dryads, as the Necropolis, well, the Nerubian Tower is just trying to get repaired. Fork Lightning being brought over. That Naga Sea Witch seems to have a lot more mana than I would have originally thought, as that is going to get finished off. Alright, more pressure now coming across. Destroyer is right here. Devour Magic eats all of that once more pretty much instantaneously. Meanwhile, Destroyer having a very difficult time. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto the Demon Hunter, down to 400 some odd hit points. Goblin Tinker going to be forced to use a Potion of Healing in order to stay alive again. Dryads are all in position. Death Coil saves another unit, as well the Lich with that plus 32 attack, pretty much critical striking every time. Staff of Preservation saves a bear that would have been, well, killed pretty much instantaneously, as there is now only a 6 supply difference between the armies. Lich is at 3, almost at 4. One Destroyer overhead trying to keep track of the remaining units. It is on Blight, hence the regeneration. position. Now finally, well, is it? Nope, finally off of Blight now. Ziggurats now getting added, trying to figure out where that Night Elf army is. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Wand of Mana Stealing, it should actually be sold and not dropped right in front of the Goblin Merchant Shop. If he accidentally did that, that would be a big deal indeed. That 200 gold that he desperately needs. All right, picks up the Wand of Mana Stealing, sells it, and let's see what else he's going to go ahead and train up. More Obsidian Statues, Crypt Fiends getting added in. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter, now looking to get a little bit more experience, realizes, wait, you know what? Some of these locations, the creep camps have already been finished off. Good job by the Undead managing creeps as a resource on the map. Once they are gone, they are gone. And with that, your opponent trying to get a little bit more experience cannot seem to be able to do so, perhaps denying level 5 from the initial part of the battle. Alright, hippogriffs are out in the air. However, we've seen proper micro, meaning that, well, Destroyer now needs to head back away down to 450 hit points. Is going to be able to head back here. Dryads are going to try to get into position. You can see exactly what's happening. The Dryads are going to perhaps try to use that slow poison even further, and there it goes. There's the slow poison as the Hippogriffs now going to be able to get even more damage across. One Destroyer going to get lost overhead here. Dryads, well, in position, slowed it down enough, and there is a 5 supply lost. 74 supply compared to 65. Now down by 10 overall supply. Alright, more units getting added in. Crypt Fiends are going to be in position. That Goblin Tinker has been more of a liability, simply just getting killed so quickly. Up to 800 hit points though, even though its primary attribute is intelligence. Alright, back across here, there is, well, roar onto all of those Hippogriffs. Hippogriffs do deal a large bit of damage. Demon Hunter is in position, sitting at level 5. Obsidian Statues are in position as well. Crypt Fiends, 1-0 upgrades. Death Knight, Lich, and Tinker. It is a 5, perhaps 5-5, no, 5-4 going up against a 4, almost a 4, and 4-4-2. 4, almost 4-2. 77 supply compared to 73. Ling has been playing a great game, trying to stay even. Czech has been having the economic advantage, hence the larger army as well. No one really has the clear advantage now. Czech has a slight supply advantage and a slight hero advantage, and trying to extend that into an economic advantage as well. Let's take a look at what's going to be happening back across here. Hippogriffs now making their way over. Crypt Fiends, Death Knight now making their way over here. Oh, Tree of Life, Goblin Tinker, and this could potentially be a problem. There is one Destroyer off over here trying to scout all of this out, and it needs to, well, perhaps back away. Let's take a look at this. Dryads are going to be coming in position. The Destroyer is just in the wrong spot. Ling perhaps going to try and trade a Tree of Life for that one unit, and is it going to be worth it? That is going to be the big deal. Now Abomination right in the front line, perhaps trying to spread across more all of that death and destruction. Again, as we take a look, Hippogriff getting webbed down. Destroyer pulling all the way back. Crypt Fiends are all right there. More web down as well. Dryads now trying to fight their way through. Bears having a hard time getting through because of the Pocket Factory. As you see, more and more units just fighting their way back and forth. 73 supply compared to 74. Dryads now in the backfield here. Demon Hunter looks like it should be able to finish off the remaining units. Tinker is, well, Tinker is right there getting absolutely clobbered. Abomination trying to stay alive, and it may get mana burned to death. There, wow, Potion of Invulnerability just at the last moment as it tries to fight its way through. Meanwhile, still more repairs going on. Bears going after some units. Staff of Preservation, 67 supply compared to 58. No real heroes have been lost as of yet so far, as we may see. Well, let's take a look at that. Bear could get taken down. Goblin Tinker gets up to level 3. One low hit point Bear able to back away, and that is going to be the game. Ling leaves. Czech is victorious. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.